In this video, I'm going to show you how to install your site with the Duplicator install files that you downloaded from your download page. The first thing we're going to do is go ahead and log into your cPanel account. Now, your cPanel account, it may look like this or it may look a little bit different depending on the theme that's activated within your cPanel account, but all the information that you see, files, databases, domains, etc., will be there. Now at this point you would have already wanted to get your domain. You already have your domain, and either it's your main domain that you created when you created or when you purchased your hosting service, which would be your main domain, or you purchased an add-on domain for this particular site. You want to have that done already. If you need assistance adding an add-on domain to your hosting cPanel account, simply call your hosting company and they can help you do that. It's very, very simple. The first thing we're going to do is go ahead and create a database for our new site that we're going to be installing on our domain. So we're going to go ahead and use MySQL Database Wizard. Now before we create our new database, go ahead and open a notepad file so that you can save some information on that notepad file that you're going to be using in just a little bit. Now we're going to create a database. This is going to be your database name. You can name it something that reminds you of the site that you're installing, or you can name it anything you like. And then we're going to click Next Step. We're going to go ahead and copy this information so we'll have our database name. We're going to put this on our notepad file that we opened. Next, we're going to create a database username or a username for this database, and you can name this the same as you named the database if you'd like. Next, we're going to create a password, so we're going to click Password Generator. What you want to do is copy this password and put it on the notepad file. Once you have copied this password to your notepad file, check the box here and then click Use Password. Next, we're going to click Create User. You want to make sure and copy this database username as well to your notepad file. Next, we're going to click All Privileges so that all boxes are checked, and click Next Step. Once you've done that, we are done with creating the database for our new site. Next, we're going to go back to our main cPanel page, and we're going to click on File Manager. This should open up in a new tab where it will allow you to select the domain that you want to work with. We're going to make sure and go to our public HTML. Here you just want to make sure and look for the folder for the domain that you're putting this site on. You should see a folder for it. If this is your main domain that you're putting the site on, you shouldn't see any files here. So we're going to select the folder for the domain that we're putting the site on. Now this directory should be empty. There shouldn't be nothing in here. So what we're going to do now is click on Upload. Now we're going to click Select File, and we're going to navigate to the location on your computer where you downloaded the install files from your download page. On our computer, inside the folder for the Duplicator install files for the site that you're going to be installing, you will have three files. One is a zip file, which is the actual site. You'll have the installer.php file, and then you will have a notepad that contains your login details that you will use to log in after you install the site. We're going to go ahead and left click here, and we're going to upload this zip file of the site. We're going to click Open. Once this starts uploading, we're going to go ahead and click Select File again, and we're going to upload our installer.php file. We're going to click Open. We're going to go ahead and let these files continue to upload. I'm going to pause the video and come back when it's complete. Once the two files have completed uploading, we're going to click the link here to go back. Now, back in your file manager, you should have the zip folder and then the installer.php file. Next, we're going to open up a new tab in our browser, and you're going to type in your domain, whatever domain that you have that you are installing this site on, whatever it is, mydomain.com. You're going to put in mydomain.com if that's your domain name, /installer.php. Now don't actually put in my domain. Make sure to put in your domain name, whether it's a .com, .net, whatever it is. So just as an example, you would put in .com/installer.php and just substitute here whatever your domain is that you're putting this site on. You'll be given a password to install your site. Make sure to look on your download page or in your JVZ receipt. Your password will be there, either of those two places. We're going to put in that password, submit. Every installation for any of the sites using Duplicator install files, not all of them will have a password installation. You should see pass and pass. Now here we're going to take one extra step. So we're going to click on the options, and where it says extraction, we're going to go ahead and choose manual archive extraction. The reason we're doing this is some hosting providers have the settings set up so that the Duplicator software will not be able to automatically extract the zip folder. So we're going to do it manually. On your file manager, you will have your zip folder in the installer.php file. We're going to left click on this zip file, and you can either right click and choose extract, or you can choose extract up at the top. So we're going to go ahead and click extract, then click extract files. We're going to click close, and now we're going to click on reload, and then you'll see all the files to your new site here. We're going to go back over to our installation. We're going to scroll to the bottom and check the box here, and then click next. Then it's going to take you to step 2, which is installing the database. So here is where we're going to put in the database information that we copied to our notepad earlier when we created our database. We're going to type in or paste in our database name, username, and password. When you're pasting this information in from your notepad file, that you're not leaving any spaces either behind or before. Okay, so make sure there's no spaces and everything is correct. If this is not correct, if there's a space left, it will not work. So now we're going to go ahead and click on test database. And now we're going to click on next, and then yes. And then we're going to click on next again. Now we're going to test the site. Your site is installed, so we're going to click the link here where it says admin login. Now we're going to open up this notepad file that says your user login. You should have a notepad file that says user login. We're going to open this up, and we're going to be logging in with this information. It will log you into your new site, and we're just going to take you to the tools area. Now what we're going to do, where it says stored data, we're going to click here, and we're going to click this button that says remove installation files. Okay, it's going to remove all the installation files so that everything is ready to go. If you'd like to check that, you can by going back to your file manager and clicking reload. And everything should look good. And now your site is installed, and you can continue with the training videos on how to set up your site. Thank you very much.